Good evening. Welcome to a brand new Liverpool channel, Talking Reds, where we give you the best Liverpool content around. We want to give you the best Liverpool content around. Starting tonight with a preview for the big game tomorrow against Chelsea. What a massive game it is, because two big giant teams, really. Chelsea used to be a giant team, but they are two big giant teams that have had big clashes in the past. Champions League clashes, Premier League clashes, from Mourinho to Benitez to Demba Ba. Let's not mention that again. But big clashes, and tomorrow is no different to any other game, because two of the most informed teams in the Premier League go head to head. And as a Liverpool fan, I'm quite nervous. I'm a bit optimistic, but I'm quite nervous. Reece, give me some of your optimism, because before we came on here, you was a bit more. Yeah, we're going to win this tomorrow. More than me and James were.
We're the home team. I rate Chelsea. They've started the season well. They look like they got a good team, but I do think the difference for me, which I think, is that we're at home. Slot is not as open as when we was with Klopp. He kind of is a bit more tactical. Kind of, if you've watched certain games, obviously we'll have to see tomorrow. But if you watch certain games, he's let certain teams have the ball to kind of break us down. And I also think, even though they've got a good attack, I think the difference will be the defense. I think our defense has been more solid this season. So I do, like I said, I don't expect us to batter Chelsea, because that would be disrespectful. But I do think we'll win, being the home team. I just think we're going to end it like a 2-1.
Yeah.
It is. It's probably what a time to start for Talking Reds channel. To come off the run that we're about to go on. Liverpool, we've got Chelsea, then we've got Champions League, then we've got Arsenal, then we've got some tough matches coming up. We've got City coming up as well. Another Champions League game against Real Madrid coming up. What a time to start, James, this channel, eh? And how are you feeling about the run coming up?
It's going to test Arne Slot's resolve as a manager. We're going to see how good he is as a manager, because with bigger tests coming up, the opposition's a lot better.
It's going to be a mad run, and this is the run that probably separates the men from the boys. Really separates the men from the boys. And we've had, I know we're top of the league and it's easy to get excited, but on paper, really have had an easy run. If we're really honest, I think we've got away with it against Wolves. We've got even the Ipswich game, we got slightly away with it again last week. We got quite away with it against Palace the week before. We've not really been playing amazingly. We've played amazingly at times, but what do you see tomorrow as in terms that you said it's a big challenge for Slot? This is where it tests him now.
Yeah.
How do you think he should get into this game? Do you think he should just go attacking or keep the ball for a little bit?
Going forward, would you neutralise Diaz and on the left, and going forward, be more clinical. Like I've seen Jota missing a lot of chances. He's not banging them in. He's not clinical enough. Salah down the right, he's been off all week. He's returned a week early. Van Dijk came back a week early, so they're well rested. Gravenberch, hopefully he can kick on with the form he's on.
It's probably one of the toughest games to go back.
Yeah, I think I'm going with 2-1-1.
Well, 2-1 win. That's a close game. That Theo, but we're going to all go through his match predictions at the end and who the players we want to watch definitely for tomorrow. And first of all, we'll start with team news. Theo, Chelsea team news. Cucurella out, Fofana's out, but Reece James is back. What a time to be back, Theo.
I wouldn't start him. I'll be honest. I wouldn't. Obviously, he's not going to start the game. He's not going to get. I don't think he'll get many minutes tomorrow. But I think Cucurella is going to be a big loss. I like Renato Vega. I think he's a good player, good left back. But Cucurella has been informed. Do you know what I mean? Since the Euros, he's been the guy. He's been the guy that's really pushed us on that left side, even when Sancho wasn't in the team as well. So. I mean, it's a big loss to lose Cucurella. Fofana, I'm not too fussed about. He's suspended as well. I think Tosin for me would have been first choice centre back alongside Levi Colwill anyway. So it's not a big loss, Wesley Fofana. But Yeah, Cucurella is going to be a big miss. I think Reece James. Yeah, I think his days are numbered in the Premier League. I'll be honest. I think he's too many muscular injuries over the last 2 or 3 seasons. He's captained the side 4 times since he was awarded captaincy in 2023.
Wow.
4 times he's managed to captain the team. So he's not captain material. His days are numbered. Real Madrid are calling. Carvajal's out for the season. He might be finished into when he comes back for Real.
Have you heard this, Real Madrid? Have you heard this? Real Madrid are calling. Reece James is available.
It's going to be one of the two, isn't it? It's going to be one of the two, either Trent or Reece. But yeah, Reece James, I think he needs a move, man. I think his days are done.
Yeah.
Do you think he just needs possibly a little bit more competition, so he can have a little bit of rest every time?
What you mean in terms of like competition, in terms of the position, like place?
Yeah, possibly. I know he's got Gusto right now, but
he's got Gusto.
He's main one now.
Spiliqueta before that as well. I don't think it's a competition thing. I think he just realistically, I think he's just got hereditary issues, ongoing issues that he's just never going to overcome. I think if you look back at his injury record, they're all the same sort of injuries, like muscular injuries, hamstrings, strains, muscle tears, and you never recover after those. If you get too many of them, your legs are just never going to recover. So, and the role he plays, he's up and down that wing. He's just not. He can't do it. He can't sustain it for a season, and he's at the point now where, it's sad to see him because obviously he's come through the ranks. He's come through as a graduate from Cobham, but he just can't do it anymore.
What about Sancho?
Go on, mate.
Jordan Sancho, will he play tomorrow?
I'd like to think so. I think he's in form. He's been playing well with Palmer. You look at the link up with him and Palmer on the left side; it's working. I think it would be wise to start him because obviously Trent we know is capable of doing both defending and attacking, but it might restrict how much Trent goes forward if he knows that Sancho's there waiting to run into that space behind him. Maybe that's something Slot's going to say to him tomorrow is don't go too far up the field. And like for us as well, Renato Vega's coming up against one of the best in the world in Mo Salah, so that I think will be a massive key for both teams tomorrow.
Yeah,
I think Willem says here Reece James should be playing 1 game a week max. I think that's what it is. It's more rotation, but again, if you're saying
he's on 280 grand a week.
It's a lot in it.
You can't justify 1 game a week. Yeah, he's a captain.
Too much muscle. I reckon they might start Mudryk to try and beat us on the counter attack. Possibly, but there's a lot of informed players at Chelsea now, and one Madueke right now is the one for me. Also, Palmer's the one people will say, but Madueke for me as well is another to look out for. Going on from Chelsea news, team news for Liverpool is that Alisson Becker is out. Well, Arne Slot said yesterday Alisson Becker could be out until just before Christmas, and that is not good news for Liverpool at all because Kelleher is a brilliant player himself, but he's not Alisson Becker, and that's not. I'm not trying to put Kelleher down at all. There, he's just not Alisson Becker, and Alisson Becker's a different level. Elliott's still out with his foot, but Chiesa and McAllister both didn't train yesterday. McAllister was training by himself at the training centre. So, well, Reece, if we'd have missed McAllister tomorrow, I know Chiesa's not played yet properly and Alisson's missing. How big of a miss is McAllister?
I think that's a massive miss. I think we would have changed our formation slightly. It would have been a flat 3 if McAllister's not playing, because obviously you've got Gravenberch, who's kind of the ball carrier, and then you've got McAllister that kind of dictates play with the passing. So obviously, hopefully, he's available. But
would you start Curtis Jones tomorrow?
I think he would be the one. I think he would be the one that comes in if McAllister's not available.
Yeah.
And my thing is with Jones, I rate Jones as a player, but I just feel
it's not McAllister. It's like Kelleher to Alisson, isn't it? It's not McAllister.
But also his progress since he's been at Liverpool, he hasn't progressed to the level that he should be at because he's a talented player.
Yeah,
definitely. Start of injuries, and I also think a lot of the time, sometimes he's in his own head, like in terms of when he gets the ball, he's not sure what he should do. Sometimes if he should run or release it, he kind of gets caught up a bit like a deer in the headlights. But I do rate him, but I just feel he hasn't progressed to the level he's supposed to be at for me.
Reece, how do you feel about that? McAllister being out, possibly. Sorry. Sorry, Theo. How do you feel about that?
I don't think it's. I mean, it's a big loss. He's obviously a big player for Liverpool. But I think Gravenberch's been the key one as in the midfield. He's been the main man. He's been the one. I'm not saying McAllister isn't. I mean, he's going to be a loss tomorrow if he's not starting or not even in the team. It's a big loss. I can't even lie. It's a big loss. Even if you put Curtis Jones in there, it's still not a like for like replacement, is it? So we should hopefully capitalize on that. It'll be interesting who we go for in the middle, whether it's going to be Fernandes and Caicedo. I wouldn't go for that, but it seems like he's the golden child at Chelsea at the moment, Fernandes. So we have to capitalize on that.
What about Lavia? Is Lavia fit?
Yeah, I'd go with him. He's back now. He's been training for 2 weeks.
You better start using him. Well,
we want to. The thing is,
I'll be worried if they start Lavia. I know he obviously needs to get match fit and the run of form, but I would be worried if he was to start alongside a Caicedo. I think that's a pretty solid 2 DMs, and then they got Endo who could play further forward. I would be very worried, and Sancho as well, because he's got a good record against us. Obviously not for Chelsea, but against United. Even when United have been pants, he's always kind of scored a goal here and there. I do rate him as a player.
I wouldn't start Enzo. I'd drop Enzo to the bench, and we don't know what his role is. If you ask Chelsea fans, no one knows what his actual role is in the team, and for 100 million, that's to have a question mark over 100 million pound.
For me, he
should be nailed on to start every game.
He's had similar issues, the same as Szoboszlai has for us. It's he just hasn't really hit the ground running. The price that's been for him, he hasn't really hit the ground running. And then obviously is he the captain right now until James comes back at the minute, which is a bit.
that Snigger said it all the way.
The reason that's more suspect for me is because obviously he had that incident to do with the race. And then that kind of got brushed under the carpet, kind of thing as well. So, but
I think they've done that to try and almost as a bit of a PR. I really do. I think the club have used it as a bit of PR to spin it round, let the fans forget about what happened in the summer after the Copa America. He's just not. He's not good in a 2. He's not good as a 10. You're just not sure what to do with him. So he's got to be benched for me. But I'd start Lavia. I think he started really well against City the first game of the season. Him and Caicedo in that midfield were brilliant. We've just got to keep him fit, and we've got to give him a run of games now. Up until the next internationals, I think in November, just give him a run of games and see what him and Caicedo can do in that midfield.
With McAllister potentially being out, we talked about Curtis Jones playing, but James, is there a possibility that Endo could play? I mean, beat Chelsea and beat them more of an attacking player. Cole Palmer's on fire, Jadon Sancho, Madueke. We need someone a bit more defensive, do you think, to cover that space?
I think Endo's ill. I think he's sick.
Is he still?
Yeah, he's out.
So there we go. Then. That answers that question. Thank you very much. And I knew what well they week, but I didn't really feel back on that. I knew it was just a sickness, so I might be back. But probably will be Curtis Jones, won't it? So
there's a question though. Why was McAllister allowed to travel to go and play with Argentina? Why would he go to Argentina if he's not fully fit?
He played second game against Bolivia for 66 minutes.
And that's the game. Why did he play in that game?
Probably the worst game to play. Bolivia is a very dirty team.
Yeah.
It's
but Argentina won 6-0, if I'm right. Didn't they?
Yeah. Messi got after it. Yeah.
So there was no need to play him.
No.
No.
But that's internationals for you. This is why people have a problem with this. This is why Mbappe is now picking and choosing which internationals he plays. This is why Klopp said what he said. Pep said what he said. Even some of our players will start picking and choosing which games to play because some of them are absolutely pointless games. The Nations League is the worst thing to be brought into football. It's ridiculous. I understand friendlies to get players up, but Nations League, it's just another money-making machine for extra games. Pointless.
The only positive for me of the international break for Liverpool was Conor Bradley.
Yeah, he had a good game again. Yeah.
He became captain, the youngest captain of Northern Ireland. So that was only positive for me. Was Conor Bradley out of all the internationals players.
And the biggest news from the international break was the Trent news, and that's what happens as well as the international break and losing our players through injuries. transfer news starts picking up where our players are getting linked elsewhere, and it's very, very frustrating. So moving on to the game tomorrow, then. Phil, I'm coming to you first because what are you scared about Liverpool right now? Obviously, you've seen Arne Slot now, a couple of games bedded in. Possession-based football. We've had moments this season where we've been fantastic. Man United had a couple of moments. A few games had a couple of moments. Again, Palace had a couple of moments as well, but it's not been convincing. What are you expecting tomorrow? Are you fearful of anything tomorrow? Are you fearful of the attack or?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think you look at that attack. It doesn't matter really who's in it. It's still dangerous. And I think with us, the worry is that we've obviously, like I said, we've lost Cucurella, who I think is massive in the defence. We're going to have to change things regardless. Fafana's been starting for us, but we're going to have to change that now. Tosin, I think he's a bit more calmer on the ball. The worry for me is we can't play it from the back with Sanchez and in goal. And Maresca's hell-bent on sticking with that. That's modern day football now, isn't it? Playing out from the back. We can't do that. We cannot do that. And if we're not careful tomorrow, you know, Jota, Salah, Diaz, whoever, they're going to be on top of us for that whole game. And that's my worry as well. So, of course, you look at the defence as well for Liverpool. You know, Konate, Virgil van Dijk in the back. Like I said, Trent, even if he gets forward, you know that he's still going to have a job to get back and defend against, if it's Sancho or Modric or whoever. Robertson is still a good player. So I think front to back, Liverpool, you have to be worried about him. And last season, you remember, it was 4-1. I think we got a consolation. I think it was Nkunku got the consolation. Conor Bradley.
That was a battering, that as well. That was absolute battering.
He ran the show last season. So we can't have another one of those. So we have to be. This is our biggest test so far this season. We can't take the City game away because we were going to lose that anyway. It was City. But up until now, we haven't really played anyone of quality without disrespecting any of the other clubs. But this is our first proper test this season.
I think it's quite similar to us as well, though. We've had pretty much easy teams on paper, but we got caught out against Forest. We couldn't break them down. I don't know. Do I think Chelsea are going to play that way? I don't know. I don't think they would. I don't think Maresca's that kind of manager to play the way Forest did.
We'll go for it.
That's what I'm thinking,
but that's dangerous as well.
Yeah.
Dangerous. Was the Forest game after the last international break? I think it was.
It might have been, you know. It
was. Yeah.
Was it R5? Was it R4 kickoff Forest? No, 3 o'clock kickoff on it. 3 o'clock kickoff. Yeah, 3 o'clock. So I remember. Yeah, it might have been. It might have been. Yeah, international breaks. I can't stand them. Reece, looking from the Liverpool point of view, Reece, what do you worry about with Chelsea? Madueke, you know, Cole Palmer's on fire again. Is ridiculous. And Nicholas Jackson's starting to find form as well.
I think even with Jackson, I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. Obviously, as a striker, you can see that's not really his position. But I think the way he's being used now, and obviously his kind of relationship with Palmer, you've kind of seen the progress in the first few games this season. Obviously, he's got good attributes, pace as well. Madueke, dangerous player. The main one is Palmer, because for me, if we stop him, then you kind of stop them ticking. But I also rate Nkunku. That's someone I wanted us to sign. It hasn't really worked out so far because of injuries, but if people's actually done their homework and looked at him before he came to Chelsea, he's a very talented player. Obviously, if he can pick up some form and start staying fit, then he could cause a lot of problems. I do think their midfield as well. I think where the game probably going to be, it's the midfield battle. So it's kind of the McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai with Enzo. I have a feeling Lavia is going to start with Lavia and Caicedo. Whoever kind of wins that battle and whoever probably starts the game quicker will, I think, win the game. But I do think it's going to be a back and forth game for most parts of the game. Whoever kind of gets that first goal. But yeah, I'm not underestimating them. I do think we'll edge it. But if we didn't, I wouldn't be surprised. They have good players.
Midfield battle, James. Come midfield battle.
I wish Slobozai could take his international form into his club football and score goals. That would be great. It would be amazing. Adding goals to his game would bring him up on our level.
The thing is, he had goals when he was at Leipzig. This is what really annoys everyone because he's always played well. Even at Salzburg, he's always been that attacking midfielder that got goals on that shot from long range. I've not seen these shots from long range.
No.
He does a couple, but not the way we've seen it before. No. Do you think it's a confidence thing with him, James?
I think it's where he's played. It's, you know, with Gravenberch, he would go forward a lot more too as well, where he would tuck back in Slabazai, because Gravenberch is a very forward-thinking player as well as a 6 at the moment. And Slabazai, it doesn't use his strength because he's very strong. You know, he gets brushed off the ball very easily as well. I find. You know,
the game tomorrow. We've said it there. The midfield battle is absolutely massive. The midfield battle is where you lose and win games anyway. In general, but this one tomorrow is massive because if we're losing McAllister, and they're getting Caicedo and Lavia, 2 players we somehow tried to get in the summer, but things happened, don't they? You know, we somehow said we got 100 million somewhere, and it just disappeared off the face of the earth. And we've not seen it since. No one's seen that £100 million since.
No.
It's been spent on something, but not on Liverpool anyway.
A new yacht.
But I know a new yacht was bought not long back, but I'm not saying anything. Anyway, but where does the game lose and win tomorrow for both teams? Theo, where do you think the game is lost for you tomorrow?
I think defensively, I agree with what Reece said about Jackson as well, but I think defensive about Nicholas Jackson. But I think defensively for us, I've watched our games obviously all season, and it's a worry when we play it from like I said before, when we play it from the back. There's too many mistakes in that defense, and when you come up against certain teams, you can get away with it. You might be able to still outscore the opponents. Like Wolves, that game was like a basketball match. But when you come up against quality players that like Liverpool have got, you can't afford to have those mistakes. So for us defensively, it sounds cliche, but that's where we're going to lose it in our defense, because we're able to attack, we're able to score now, which is something that we haven't seen over the last couple of seasons at Chelsea, but the defense is still very, very shaky, and obviously we don't have another left back on the bench. Chilwell won't be there. Not that you would want to bring off Vega, but you know, I've just watched Saliba get sent off tonight, so you know, you kind of want another option on the bench just in case we haven't got that with the left back option. So it worries me about the defense for Chelsea.
Sorry guys, is it still
2-0.
1-0?
2-0 to Bournemouth. And that's a huge result tonight for Liverpool and the people up top. I mean, we've got to capitalise on these sort of games as well. Because Bournemouth beating Arsenal is one you didn't predict, but you got to capitalise on it. And where Theo just said about the defence there, about you passing it out from the back. It sort of reminds me of what Klopp said about Man United, where we've capitalised on Man United was because of their mistakes. We didn't really play amazingly against Man United. We did it in periods, but the 3 goals came from all mistakes from Man United. We all got capitalised from him. And again, the clinical up front with Jota and Diaz and Salah. That's what Chelsea need to. I think that's where I think Theo's spot on there. I think that's where Chelsea lose the game. If they are to lose the game, it is from the defence and playing that way. Maybe they do have to switch up a little bit. Is Merska open to possibly switching a little bit at some point during the game? Do you think, Theo?
That's another worry about him. He doesn't change things until like the 80th minute. You know, you see
too late, then, isn't it? Too late.
Seeing it against Forest, I think he brought on João Felix and I think Pedro Neto 80 something minutes into the game. Like, we needed a goal. You know, you need to make those sort of changes 60 minutes into the game. Clearly, something isn't working. I personally want to start Jackson tomorrow. I know that sounds mad because he's in form, but I think you need someone who's going to be, you know, not missing 3 but scoring 2 or scoring 1. You need someone who's
someone more clinical.
Clinical. I know Jackson does a lot more in the build up, so he'll drop a bit more deeper into the midfield and do you know what I mean? He'll do a bit more there. Whereas Nkunku doesn't really do that. He's almost like he just waits for that one moment and he'll take it and score. But I think we need that tomorrow. I think we just need someone who's going to get it in the box, score, get your balloon out, do your celebration, and kick on and try and get another one. Jackson will probably miss 3 or 4, and he might score tomorrow. But it's those 3 or 4 misses that you think.
Clash of games like this, yeah. It's a bit like Nunes. It's a bit like Nunes and Jota. It's the Jota Nunes situation. Exactly the same.
I'm looking forward to seeing Konate. I think Konate's in the form of his life at Liverpool. Konate has just been brilliant.
Where's Quansah? Is he injured? Quansah.
No, he's there. He's on the bench.
No,
He's on the bench.
He got dropped, didn't he? He got dropped after playing
But-
poor for an half.
But he just signed a new contract as well. But you got to remember,
so-
Kwanzaa's for the future anyway.
Yeah, he's only young anyway, yeah.
Obviously, he done really well last year. The reason he was even playing a bit more is because Kanate wasn't playing well, so he kind of stepped in. Whereas
He's a good player. I like him.
his roles reversed now. So yeah, he's definitely a talented player. One for the future, though.
I think if we can keep Canale fit, we're going to have a good season. It's all about Canale being fit because he picks up very injuries like muscle injuries. Sometimes he can be clumsy. You know, he get injured very easily, but he seems to be more, I don't know, switched on. You know, he can become one of the best in the world. Only in my opinion. By the way,
yeah, if he stays fit and he keeps keeps consistent a bit more, then I think definitely one of the best in the world. I mean, he couldn't get into the French squad for a while. I mean, I don't know why it was Saliba and Upamecano and why Saliba and Kanate for a long time, but I think they've started to realise now how good he is. Kanate's on Droppel says, "Well, I'm here for me right now. Has to be solid so far. I hope he stays fit. He's absolutely key. At least we've got Kwanzaa if he is there. But behind that, we've got nothing.
No one's undroppable. No one's undroppable. Can't do this. Someone's undroppable. For me, if you're not playing well, or I mean that's why you got to have a squad. You got to have iron sharpens iron. And I rate Kanate highly. I just want him to drop out the silly mistakes. You see like the silly mistake against Wolves because he's got all the attributes. It's a bit like a bozo gene. That's what I kind of call it. But,
it's just decision. It's like it's moments, isn't it? It's like decision making. He'll do something stupid. Yeah,
he had everything, but sometimes the little switch, just like
Titus Bramble effect.
When your crashes or when your console crashes, it's a bit like that. It's like what's going on. Once he cuts that out, then everything else because he's got all the attributes to be a top defender for years to come.
Yeah, I heard he got told to watch a Harry Maguire compilation for a few hours as like punishment for playing bad under slots. So it sort of crept into his game doing that sort of thing. I mean, I couldn't imagine that all the time though. Like I couldn't imagine being a Man United fan and watching Maguire do that all the time. That just pissed me off. And still watch him play every single week. I couldn't imagine that. I mean, at least with Slot right now, if someone makes a mistake, they sort of dropped out. I mean, Kwanzaa played bad for an half, and he was like, he hadn't seen the light of day since.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I mean, at this level, you got to be brutal. You got to be brutal, manager, and that's what takes cuts the best from the okay managers. You know, Alex Ferguson afraid to drop players.
Well, what I think about Slot, he's starting to take care of the players. Like he'll take off the usual suspects. He'll take off Trent with 10 minutes to go. He'll take off Diaz. He'll take off, Robinson. He's taking care of players. He doesn't keep them on the whole match.
They don't like it, but that's just the way it is. He's got to manage these players' minutes, especially the amount of games we've got. We've got an extra 2 games in Champions League.
Leipzig on Wednesday as well, so he's got to think about that as well. In the back of his mind. So
it's such a tough game at the moment now, football, because the amount of games, the amount of minutes that people have to play.
Too many.
These managers have got to literally pick and choose when. But one player that is obviously the man at the moment right now at Liverpool, that is Ryan Gravenberch. Is not. Let's put this out there before everyone starts. That he's not a 6. He's still not a 6. He's not even playing the defensive one of the 2. It's not McAllister that's playing the defensive part. If everyone watches the football and say, "Oh, we don't need a 6 now because Ryan Gravenberch plays this," watch the game. You'll see that McAllister's actually playing the defensive part of both. Ryan Gravenberch is fantastic going forward on the ball. His ability to on the half turn is absolutely incredible. It's quite Thiago-esque at times as well. The way he turns and the way he gets away from danger, press resistant, absolute press resistant.
That's down to good management and also good coaching.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I remember going back when Klopp signed Wijnaldum, and he wasn't like a 6. He was more like was he the right side?
Maybe a 10.
Like a 10-8 one here, like a forward 8.
He was trained, he was like a 6, before Fabinho came. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like that takes a good manager to coach these players to do a certain job in a team, to make a team click. And I have to admire Slot for what he's done with Gravenberch.
Amazing.
Yeah, last season he was on the team. We didn't know where he was going to fit in. This season he's just excelled. He's just went up and up and up and up and up. And it's great to have him.
Gravenberch obviously the one to watch tomorrow for Liverpool, but I don't think he's the main threat tomorrow, Theo, if I'm honest. If you're looking at Liverpool right now tomorrow, that midfield is the one that you can get at tomorrow, from my point of view, in terms of the weakness. If McCall's out, especially, we've got Jones. Jones at 6 does not work at all. I'm thinking I wonder if it brings Soboslai back a bit further.
You might do. We spoke about
that.
Because of his legs alone.
Yeah.
And I think he's much more. I think he's much more disciplined than Jones, especially in that part of the pitch. Jones wants to get forward, and you don't think about the 6. And I think Jones might be behind whoever plays up front, maybe Jota or Nunes. So for me tomorrow, the one to watch, obviously, Mo Salah, but Diaz is the one on form right now as well, Theo. So Diaz is definitely for me, especially if Gusto's bombing down the wing. You need to.
Yeah.
He's not really in a defensive defender, is he? Really, it's Gusto. So you got to be very careful of Diaz on that side.
He's good. I mean, he gets back. He can track back.
I think he's a good player all round. Personally,
I think he does.
Defensively, he's underrated. I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's good defensively. My worry is obviously that Maresca loves to. He'll go for this game. He'll go for this game. I know. I can see it already. He's going to want to try and get an early goal, try and silence some of the fans or whatever, and this underdog sort of label that's on Chelsea at the moment. But Gusto has to be careful. Vega has to be careful. They really do. Like I said before, Liverpool's attack is very, very dangerous and it's quick. You know, before you know it, the ball's at Diaz or it's at Jota or it's at Salah. And I watched it today with West Ham with Wan-Bissaka. He was other than the goal. So we can't find ourselves in those positions tomorrow because it could become another 4-1. And
you can't be too open, Phil.
You can't. And we, like I said, I do worry about Tosin. He's calm on the ball, but if he's left on his own, and he's got to do two men's jobs in terms of covering up for Gusto as well, it's going to be dangerous. It really will. So compact, tight at the back, be sensible. And be a bit more defensive. Take your risk when you need to, but not just because, we think we're playing Ipswich or whoever. We're playing one of the best team in the Premier League.
Theo, William says here, what's your expectations for the season? Now you've seen a few games. Now you've seen it kicking on a little bit. You've played well, so
I think
has it changed?
Well, I think for me, we definitely have to win that Conference League. I think if we don't win that, I'd be embarrassed because, and again, there's no criticism to the teams in there. I think Fiorentina, Hearts are in there. There's some other teams in there that are good, but you look at the squad, how much we've spent, the depth we've got in there. We've been able to rest Cole Palmer and not put him in the squad for the sort of opening stages of the tournament. So Conference League win, I would say outside chance of top 4. I think that would be my really want to get into that top 4 again, Champions League.
I think you got a good chance, mate. I think you got a good chance.
Well, you're looking at Arsenal tonight losing to Bournemouth. Those kind of results help us, but we've got to take these chances. And these kind of games tomorrow are the games that you just have to win. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. I'm trying to think the last time we won there. It's been a while. Remember the 1-1 when we defended for our lives. Reece James got sent off before half time.
I think it was COVID. I think
COVID.
Mason Mount scored and beat us 1-0 or something like that.
It was. I mean, that shows how long ago it was. So we need to put in a really good performance tomorrow and just take these wins, try and stay into the top 4, and hopefully we can stay there. I'm not looking at anything else. We've had some turbulent times with these owners, man. These owners have put me some dark days. Yeah. So definitely Conference League trophy though. We've got to win that.
You know what? The top 4. Go on, James.
I heard a story during the week. I don't know if it's true. Liverpool are banned from watching youth games from Chelsea.
Yeah. United as well.
One of the other players.
We took away off from that. That's it.
Stole our kid, but no, I kind of get that a little bit because obviously especially Chelsea and now other clubs are doing it as well. They're building up these talents to sell them on for major profit. So, and obviously we're bringing in a lot of youth from South America and other places across the country. So, if there's a team that's willing to offer them something that's better, that's on the table, of course, these young players are going to take it because why wouldn't they? So,
true,
I get it. And you look at our youth team now. we probably got about 3 dressing rooms for them because it's that big. So I don't blame them.
What intrigues me about this season, guys, is the top 6. I think they've all improved from what I've seen. Obviously, Man City and Arsenal didn't improve much. Obviously, they're the top 2. But Liverpool have improved this season. Chelsea have improved. Aston Villa have gone again. They're going again. Tottenham look a lot better than they have done. They're not as much Spurs as they have been. But so this top 4, sort of top 2, top 3 challenge is really on, I think, this season. I think Chelsea have a very good chance.
Yeah, I agree.
If they lose tomorrow, I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I think it depends on how they lose. If it feels obviously to get embarrassed like they did last season, where we absolutely and it wasn't a 4-win game, it was like a 7-0 game. If we were really honest with ourselves, if it was anything like that, then fair enough. It's different. But before we go into predictions, both, I'm going to go around for all predictions for tomorrow and who you fancy for getting your goals and things like that. Is what player would you take from the opposition and swap from one of ours? We'll go through that first. So,
can I go first?
Theo, I'm going to come.
Sorry. Let Theo go first. Let Theo go first.
Theo last.
Fair, man. I'm the outside.
I'm second though. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go last.
Got it. I'll go first. I'll go first. So
you go first.
I'll pick your Chelsea player for a Liverpool player. Right now, I think the obvious one would be obviously like Cole Palmer for Szoboszlai.
No.
But it would be the obvious one for me. But I would actually go like either Lavia or Caicedo in the middle for Szoboszlai instead and push Gravenberch forward or McAllister forward.
Oh.
That'd be mine.
Can I go next?
Go on, Reece.
Go for it, man. Yeah.
I was gonna say Szoboszlai, but I still think he's gonna come good. And you gotta remember that I think he could potentially, if we could swap him and drop him back, and McAllister go into the 10. So I would take Palmer for Curtis Jones. For me, that's what I'd take.
Also tomorrow, yeah. So pretty much the same as me, pretty much, but
kind of the same. But obviously, because Curtis
not
Jones
a fully
can play
fit team
10 as well. He can play the 10 as well, but you don't really get to play that. I just think his time has expired. I know most people are going to swap Szoboszlai and Palmer. That's the obvious one. But I still think.
But man, like if fully fit team, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch, which one are you dropping out of those 3 to get Palmer? Yeah. How about you, James?
I would take Sancho. I would for Elliot.
Oh,
no, it's got to be a starting team here. It's got to be a starting team.
Oh, starting.
Yeah, it's got to be starting.
There's nobody in Chelsea we can their team. I'm afraid. I'm not.
Not one. Wow.
Oh wow.
Not in current form. Not in current form.
That's his opinion. I can't. Okay, just so you know, that's
somehow try to get Palmer in there. You got to get Palmer in there.
That's the opinion of all of us. Just so you know.
You got to get Palmer in there somehow.
Where do you put him?
In the 10.
I don't give a shit.
Where you drop him from?
It would have to be Szoboszlai based on right now how things are going.
It has to be like Szoboszlai, even like Diaz, even on the form is on, but it's still.
No, we'll take Palmer over Szoboszlai. Yeah, agree. Yeah, definitely.
Right, Theo, switch it round. What Liverpool player you taking?
I'm taking.
I know it's Trent. Tell me it's Trent. Tell me it's Trent right now. We need this right now. Tell me it's Trent.
Van Dijk for me. Van Dijk
Fair enough. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
I'd probably take out Tosin because I know.
You're tossing him out.
I'm tossing him out. I've read something today, actually. He's got a clause in his contract that if Barcelona or Real Madrid come in for him, we have to let him go. Apparently so.
You're not letting him go anytime soon then?
Exactly, yeah. That's why Newcastle never signed him, because apparently Newcastle didn't agree with him. But no, I take out Tosin, Virgil van Dijk. I'm having flashbacks of Thiago Silva already. You know, like when we had him, we got him to his career, but he was the glue at the back for us. So I'd have to take Van Dijk all day.
That's, to be honest, probably it. Where your defence is, but what about Alisson Becker?
I think when you got a Van Dijk in your team,
you've got you're
probably not getting many shots past him, are you? So,
it's hard really. Looking at the back at look at these Chelsea teams. Like James said, they won't take any Chelsea players into our team, but I think a couple do get in. I think Palmer definitely does. I think Caicedo does.
Palmer, yeah.
Caicedo.
Depending on what, I think I'd have to drop. I'd have to put
Caicedo's
Palmer
only
for
had
Diaz.
a handful of games though. Like, let's not forget Caicedo didn't start
Yeah,
as he
yeah.
is now. He's
No.
took a long time to sort of embed into the team and sort of understand his role fully. I know he's done well at Brighton, but it's took him a while to get back to that level or even show
definitely.
signs of that at Chelsea. So it's still early days for him. I want to see a full season of this sort of Caicedo, not the one that we had last season.
I mean, we were that close to watching Caicedo, McAllister, Gravenberch as a midfield three, and that's perfect. You know, that's proper perfect balance as well.
Popper's there, you know. Popper's just literally been sacked by.
I don't want Pogba.
He's literally just been sacked today, but I've just read.
Absolute talented player, but I won't have his attitude at the club this month. I don't think it's Pogba.
Oh, I'd still take him. Sorry.
He's talented, like
I'll still
madly talented.
God no.
We'll take him. Slot would get a tune out of him. You'll get a beat out of him. And
You know what?
I'd put him right in the 10 straight away. Slot him right into the 10.
If you're telling me right now it definitely works, I'd take it. Just
100%.
because pissed my United fans off, that would fucking be amazing. Just sold this guy twice for him to shine at Liverpool. That would be just
his ability second to none, man.
Yeah, he's got
what a player. Obviously, the attitude's always been a bit questionable, but you got to remember some of the managers he had at the time of United. He had Mourinho. Mourinho's the wrong manager for a player, like a flair player like that. He more likes defensive players who just want to work hard to get behind the ball. He's not. He was kind of using him as well as like a defensive midfielder, which is a waste.
His best time was alongside Pirlo, wasn't it? And Pirlo's career in Juventus. So that's when it was Pogba. You know, the Pogba that was.
His injury record's a bit of a problem though. His injury record's a bit not looking good though. So
it fit well into our team, though, wouldn't it? Fit well in our team.
What player?
Before we go then, boys, predictions. I want to go around the board and leave Theo to the last. Reece, prediction for tomorrow. What's your score?
2-1. Do you want me to
2-1.
You want me to tell you goal scorers as well or no?
If you want, might put a bet on it.
Salah to score. I want Szoboszlai to score. I don't know if he's going to score. That would be nice if he could like get a bit of people off his back. But I'll say Salah to score, and I'd say Jota to score as well, or Diaz. And Palmer to score for Chelsea.
Salah likes playing against big games, especially Chelsea. I always remember the banger that he scored from the edge of the box against Chelsea. I'm sure Theo remember that.
I remember it well, unfortunately. Yeah.
I think the pub's roof came off that day. So, James, are you sticking with 2-1?
I'm sticking with 2-1. I think Salah will score, and I have a funny feeling Trent will score a free kick.
My boy, Trent. I think it's going to be a nice scoring game, especially, Theo just said there where they're very, very suspect at the back, but we're not amazing at the moment in terms of we'll give a lot of chances away. Despite having Van Dijk and Konate, our midfield is quite easy to get past sometimes. Once one ball's past them, Konate is prone to an error sometimes, and Trent's out of position, or Robbo's not been the best this season. I think we are there to get at. Madueke on form, Palmer on form. I'm going to go for a 3-2 Liverpool. A very two boxes at the side, Liverpool 3-2. And I have two. I'm going to have spare boxes at the side of the couch tomorrow watching it. Theo, what are you going for?
I'm going to stick with what I've said all week. I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea. I've got to go back the boys. I can't.
We're expecting goals, though. We're all expecting goals.
Yeah. So
goal scorers, Theo. Goal scorers.
I reckon Cole Palmer for Chelsea. I reckon and Kunku. I think Virgil van Dijk will score a goal for Liverpool. I'm having flashbacks already of the. I'm having flashbacks of the final. But I think we're really poor defensively, set pieces. So, I think that's where Liverpool will. I mean, they'll attack anyway, but I think from set pieces they'll capitalize on those because we're poor. We're poor at them. So, I
think I could see Jackson scoring tomorrow for you.
I hope he doesn't start. Honestly,
if he does start, I think he scores like a tap in, just like a cutback.
That's all he does. You literally described him in 2 words.
Yeah.
Tap-ins and cutbacks, and that's all he does.
Just because of the space we leave on the wings. Yeah.
No, I need someone clinical tomorrow. I need to see that balloon. I need to see that celebration from Nkunku tomorrow. I need to sit. I need to see, have some joy tomorrow come about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I need to see something from Nkunku tomorrow. Not Jackson. Can't have that tomorrow.
So we're all going goals tomorrow then, boys. Regardless of the game, we're all going goals. We're all going probably nervous games because these, 2-1, 3-2, 2-1, 2-1. They're not a game where you're sitting back and relaxing. There's no cup of tea making me making tomorrow. There's no cup of tea watching for me. It's going to be stood up for 90 minutes, game tomorrow. That's absolute certain. So we'll go 2-1s and 3-2s. Make sure you watch this channel every single day if you can. I'm going to try to get contact every single day, whether it's live or recorded. Subscribe to the channel, click like on this video, get notification bells on to live as much as we can. I'm going to try to get a video out every single day, whether it's pre-recorded or live. We're going to go match reaction tomorrow after the game, which will be about 6:30, I'm presuming, about 6:30, 7:15. So make sure you're live tomorrow as well. Monday, we're going to put out some pre-recorded stuff as well. And yeah, please subscribe to the channel. We are brand new, Talking Reds, brand new Liverpool channel, trying to give you the best Liverpool content out there. Thank you for Theo for joining us tonight. I'm sure you'll be back on sometime, so I'm going to try to get a rivals thing going as well. Reese, James, thanks for joining tonight, boys. Let's hope Liverpool win tomorrow. Good night, boys.
Right.